Hello, what is your name?
Bianca Winter.
What careers what is your career?
I'm a digital producer for a theatre company.
And what is that?
That means that I produce all the digital work for the company. So some of it is marketing the work that we make. Some of it is working with developers and technologists to create platforms for the work. Some of it is working across existing platforms like YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Vine and Instagram to share stories and content.
How did you get into your career? Like what A levels, what GCSEs?
So I studied 12 GCSEs when I was at school. They included all the basics like maths and double science and English. I also studied Spanish and textiles, business studies, information studies. When I went on to A levels, I studied art, drawing and painting, philosophy, business studies, general studies and English literature.
Do you have degrees?
I do. After that, I did a foundation in art and design to work out where my specialism lay and where my interests were. And from then I went to do a degree in fine art at Nottingham Trent University.
How did your qualifications prepare you for your job?
Well, in my line of work there isn't really a defined career path, and there isn't either a particular requirements about your knowledge or your interests. A lot of people get jobs in the industry because they have some experience of working in the theatre or working with arts companies. So one of the things that my degree did, which was really beneficial, was it emphasised the importance of extracurricular work. So yes, of course, we looked at artists, we critically assessed what was going on in the contemporary art world, and we developed our own practice. But we also did a lot of work outside of university. So I worked with Nottingham Castle Gallery and Museum, I worked with Surface Gallery, I went up to Sight Gallery in Sheffield, and I did a lot of projects outside of university that encouraged me to talk to people, to try and manage projects, to be a bit of a self-starter, but also to understand how to move things forward, all of which are still really useful in my job.
Why did you choose that path career?
Well, some of it was accidental. After my degree, I started working supporting small creative businesses, and then I focused a bit more on developing new writers for theatre. So I worked for a development agency, and that was really about helping writers think about how they wrote, what their process was, and then how to get their work to producers, to directors, what happened when their work was read by actors. That was really interesting, and from there, because of that experience in that kind of theatre world, and because of some of the digital projects that I'd run as part of that development agency, I got a job with Hoi Polloi Theatre Company, managing their digital programme.
So, do you enjoy your job? Why and why not?
Mostly I enjoy it. Some of the drawbacks are that because it's a small company, it can be a bit of a lonely job, and sometimes, I have to do most things in the company, so that can involve making tea, and it can involve really high level strategy meetings with the Arts Council, who are a major funder. But mainly I enjoy it. I enjoy it because I get to work very closely with an artist who's very imaginative and creative and quite radical. And so he keeps me on my toes. We do a lot of creative thinking together. And because we're a small company, we always have to work in partnership with other organisations. So actually there's a great variety in the people that I work with and where I work in the country. So yeah, it's pretty exciting most of the time.
If you had the chance to start your education again, what would you do and why?
I think the big regret for me was that I stopped studying Spanish at GCSE, because I really enjoy the language. I think knowing a language opens many more doors for you in your career, whatever you do. And I think it's much harder to learn languages as you get older. So it's a really great thing to have under your belt. The other thing, which is slightly less easy to define, but I don't think I ever really understood that my passion for reading and for books was something that I could make a career out of. And that's probably where my career will head next.
What is your ideal career, and what would you love about it?
Probably my ideal career would sit somewhere at the intersection between technology and publishing. I don't think that what's being produced in the electronic publishing world at the moment is very imaginative or exciting. So I really feel like that area is ripe for some really cool projects, and I'd like to take my experience and my kind of passion for books and for reading, and somehow merge those into a new career for myself.
Cool. I hope you get on well with your career, and
Thank you.
thank you for your time.
Thanks.